everyone. Today I want to share with you a Disneyland album that I actually completed in 2014. We went to Disneyland when our kids were 4.5 and 6, I think, and in 2001. And when I started scrapbooking in, I want to say 2003, 2004, I actually completed an album. But at that time, there was a lot of Decro scissors and, cutting around the photos. So in 2013, I believe it was, I decided I wanted to redo this album. At the time, Simple Stories came out with their first Say Cheese line. So in this album, you'll see Say Cheese Original and Say Cheese 2. Along with other papers. It's not just one collection, it's a bunch of stuff, but it's all Disney related. So I'm going to try, I wanted to show what the actual original layouts looked like, and the only way I could think of was to pull it up on my Kindle, so we'll see how this turns out. But I wanted to share why I felt I wanted to redo it. I know it's not common to do because we evolve as crafters, but this needed to be redone. So let me show you what I did. So I have this, I believe this is a color book album from forever ago, and I have this little Mickey tag and it just says 01 on the spine. I took the pages out of the album because it was kind of hard to see, plus the glare. So let's start. So this is my opening page and I love it. I used the Mickey hats and I put our names on them, and our kids, they're these little tiny dots, and so I kind of try to highlight them with this little Mickey frame. So this actually is almost exactly like my original layout. So let me see if I could get this. The coloring is kind of off, but as you can see, I used the Deco scissors and it was just so plain, but I did use the hats that I did incorporate in the new one. So this I love. I like the original, that's why I kept, the hats and pretty much the placement of the photos. And again, I think this is the Say Cheese 2 line, maybe the original. So here, this layout, I actually made this layout in a class at one of the scrapbook expos. I took a class from a local scrapbook store there, and so all I had to do was place the photos. This is just like a mix match of photos, so I don't really have the complete matching set, but it was just this one page with a bunch of these photos that I kind of incorporated here. So like this is here, but as you can see, I cut around us, and it was very plain. And I think that all this background paper was from, I think there was a hot off the press or something back in the early 2000s. They might still be around, but it's very, it is Disney, but it's very, dated. But I did, not my original creation, but I did use it, and I really love this vellum. This stripe paper is vellum. It's pretty cool. So that was that. And then this was the Dumbo ride. This has to be one of my favorite photos ever. Like I said, my son was like 4.5, and we did not bring a stroller. we just didn't. We made our kids walk. We weren't there all day, but yeah, as you can see, he was really tired in line, and so my husband's holding him. And we were in the Dumbo line, and I saw this Dumbo cutout, and I'm like, that's perfect. So I used that. Again, this, I believe this is, you know, one of the Say Cheese lines, and then this is just plain brown cardstock. So let me see if I can bring up the original. Sorry, I should have put these in order. So again, this was just like a Mod Podge of different things that we did. And these four, or actually these three photos are now here. And let's go to the next page. And this one, it was just these two. We were waiting to eat IHOP, I think, before we went into Disneyland. And the original, I had cut us all out. So that was the style at that time. So then I just used this other paper, and I just, you know, journaled and stuff. And then I actually have the original tickets. And as you can see, for one day, each kid was $33 and each adult was $43, which that was a very long time ago. That was what, 23 years ago. And they are not that cheap anymore. And then here is Tarzan's Treehouse. And this one, I have a funny, I put a funny, I think it's funny now, funny story that in my original scrapbook, I just had this one photo here, and then these three over here. I did not include this photo in the original one, and if you can see, they're actually fighting. And they, you know, and I journaled that seconds after posing for a nice photo, the kids started fighting. Why should the happiest place on earth be any different than at home? So I kind of, you know, liked that it was still real life. I had this little stamp that says real life, because yeah, we're having a good time, but of course kids are gonna still be kids. And then on this side, my son must have been just tired, and he didn't really want to pose for that, but he did, and so he's mad, and I kind of talk about that there. I kept my scrapbook real. And then here's Tom Sawyer. And again, these two are just like, you know, basic craft paper. And then I just use like I believe this is the Say Cheese line. And then this one was here. You know, again, just the Deco scissors around and just like a couple of stickers. This is really why I wanted to redo this. I know it's about the photos, but I'm so happy I redid it. Because like this one it's 2 pages instead of the 1 page. And I was able to, you know, frame this picture of them. So I'm glad I did that. And this again was from a scrapbook expo. I had taken my daughter, and so she actually did this layout as one of the classes. So it was perfect for me to, you know, just go in and lay down the 3 photos we had with Winnie the Pooh. I thought I had these all. So, and you can see again the Deco scissors and just a bunch of sticker explosion. And that was it. That's all I did for, you know, my first go. But I love how this one is so much more colorful, and you know, it's just a lot better, I think. And here we have a few of the autograph signings. And when they were young, yes, it was fun to get their autographs. But I'm glad we don't have to do that anymore. I think we did it the first 2 times, and then I think when we went in 2005, we did not do it. And then this one, I used some princess papers, and over here I used a bunch of gems and stuff. It says girls only, and I talk about how, you know, my daughter, so again, here it is with them just cut out willy-nilly and just sticker explosions. So, and I think this was still, I was trying to figure out my style. I have a bunch of vellum, and then I have ink around them. I love this background paper. If I were to have done it again, I probably wouldn't have done it like this, but I am not redoing it ever again. So that's that one. And then here is in Toontown. And I just love these vibrant colors. And then in these, I had these little swirl stickers, so I just put them in those little dots. And then here was the original, just, you know, very plain. Just has the ear and more deco scissors. And because I wasn't scrapbooking at the time, and this was way before digital in 2001, I didn't have very many photos. I forgot how many photos, maybe 50. This was when the, what was it called? Advanced, I don't know, it was the advanced camera where there were cartridges instead of film at the end. So I think they were like 25 pictures per cartridge. And I'd used 2, and that was it. So it was easy for me to come back and redo them because there weren't that many photos. So this one, again, a lot of the Say Cheese line. And this one is a huge transformation, I think, because one, I had the cartridge, I sent the cartridges to get scanned. And so I have them digitally now. Not all of them, but these 2 rolls I did. And then I lightened them, because if you see the original, they are so dark. You can't even see it. And this one I cut all around the butterflies and the flower. And I don't believe I used this one. So I actually used these 3 here. And look at that background paper. It's just out there, like, wah! It's just too loud for me. So I really enjoy this one. And it's just a few pictures that aren't taken away by the background and stuff. So that's it. That is the album I completed in 2014 of Disneyland. But I hope it inspires people to, you know, get out their pictures and do some of this stuff, you know. And I have all the Say Cheese lines. Okay, I wouldn't say the last one because they kind of split them all up, but I know I have like at least 4, maybe 5 of them, and they're just waiting for me to use them. But I do have 2 more, actually 3 more Disneyland trips to scrapbook, so they will get used. So thank you for watching. Bye.